Franco, what are you doing in my chair? Like, I'm always telling you to stop going in my chair. It's my chair. I know I'm talking about Cujo today, but that doesn't mean that you have to sit in my chair because I'm talking about a dog movie. Oh, you're just ignoring me now. That's quite mean. Hey everyone, welcome to SheaRants for Horror and Supreme. Today, I'm talking about Cujo, and well, I'm just gonna roll the intro while I try and get my dog off my chair. Apologies for the dog, but yeah, welcome to SheaRants for Horror and Supreme. Today, I am talking about Cujo, aka that one Stephen King movie where the dog kills a bunch of people. Yeah, this movie was actually released 2 years after the book was written and released, I think. Another fun fact about this, the writing process of this movie is a complete blur to Stephen King, not movie, book, because apparently he was high on drugs the entire writing process according to him, and he doesn't remember anything. So that's fun. But yeah, let's actually talk about the movie, because the film is very weird, and I kind of enjoy it. So the film starts with this super cute Saint Bernard dog named Cujo chasing a rabbit in this field, before the rabbit jumps into a tree which has a cave underneath, which just so happens to have a bunch of bats in it. So that's fun, isn't it? We then start swarming Cujo, and they bite him on the nose, and we then cut to this little kid named Tad Trenton, who is your typical Stephen King character, who's scared of something in his closet, so he literally fails to turn on the lights, and then his parents have to come in and try and calm him down. It's just funny. His mum is played by everyone's favourite 80s mum, aka Dee Wallace, and his dad is played by Daniel Hugh Kelly. I don't know why I failed at saying his name. Apologies. We then cut to the next morning when this character named Steve comes in and tries to fix a few things for them, while the son and dad watches ad on the TV, which was made by the dad, Vic. And yeah, it's pretty bad, I must say. We then cut to Donna making out with Steve, because, I guess she hates her husband's ad campaigns. Anyway, we then cut to the dad, who is having some car trouble, and since the usual place is full, he has to drive to this other place, which is this, farm, and he takes his whole family there. And then Cujo appears. And no, sadly, no death happens yet. The first, 40 minutes of this movie is just very slow. It goes from some sort of, premarital affair movie to a dog murdering people. It's wild. But yeah, they then just, they get the car fixed for a while, and they go back to the house. That's fun. Yeah, we then get a scene of, Vic being the greatest dad ever, and he literally just checks all the places in the room to make sure there are no monsters anywhere. And we then cut to the next morning when Vic is watching the news, and it's revealed that the cereal he made the commercial for is getting recalled. So that's fun. So he has to rush to work to see what's going on, and while he's doing that, Donna heads over to Steve's to do some stuff, and then she tells him that she's done with the affair, which he doesn't like at all. So the two start having an argument outside randomly, and then it's the worst time ever, because it's the exact time that Vic is on his way home, and he drives right past them. So, yeah, that's just really their dumb mistake for literally just having an argument on the side of the road. And he kind of has a double take, and he needs to turn around and drive back to make sure that he sees what he actually thinks he saw. But by the time that he does that, he sees that they're gone. Later on in the day, though, Donna picks up Tad from school, and they get back home, and Vic tries asking her about what was going on with Steve, and she's just like, "Who's Steve? I don't know a Steve." "Oh, that's Steve. Yeah, no, nothing. No, we were just talking." No, I'm joking. She literally just ignores the question and just walks past him. Great wife. Good job. Vic then tries to fix the car, and we then cut back to the barn where Cujo lives, And the wife of the family talks about how they won the lottery. And the dad then talks about how he wants to do something with baseball. I wasn't really listening at this point. And Cujo is looking a little worse for wear at this point. But apparently they just didn't notice. Which, you know, if my dog looked like it was falling apart at the seams, I'd probably take it to a vet. Or a groomer's, you know? At least get its hair done, guys. Come on. But yeah, we then just cut back to Steve doing what Steve does, and he goes to visit Donna under the poise of delivering some furniture. And, you know, he's Steve, so he's got to sexually harass her along the way. And tries to, like, put himself on top of her, which is just, like, classic King, but also just, why? It's kind of unnecessary. It's really just there to say, this guy sucks. But yeah, anyway, Donna then tells him that, like, you know, I don't want this, and she just pushes him away. But in the process, they spill over some milk, and then Steve just leaves. It's the exact moment that Vic comes into the room, and Donna's just on the floor cleaning up the milk. He probably thought it wasn't milk, but, just ignore that. Yeah, they then just sat there in the living room, not the living room, the kitchen, and Vic's just like, so, is it true? Yes or no? And she's like, yeah. She didn't even try denying it. She was just like, yeah, I've been cheating on you with this guy. He's bending you in every way. His name's Steve. Your name's Vic. Get on his level, man. But yeah, just imagine her. Imagine if she tried to defend Steve in that moment. She was like, I've been cheating on you, Vic. His name's Steve. He's a bit rapey, but at the same time, you know, I like him. That would have been something that Stephen King would probably write, but I don't know. Yeah. Steve then literally he's just gone. And Vic comes back into the room and he's like, you know, I'm going for a business trip because my company is falling apart at the seams because of the commercial which I made, and also because the product is utter garbage. And yeah, so he leaves, and also the wife and son of Cujo's family is also leaving for like a 2-week holiday because they just won the lottery, which leaves just the husband alone with Cujo and his friend. I'm sure it's going to go great. And yeah, speaking of that friend, he's currently at his house, and he sees Cujo walking, just, you know, waddling around, doing his dog business. And then he just attacks him. But no joke, the dog just bolts up at him and just knocks him over. They have a little tussle for a bit. Cujo bites him, and then he gets knocked over to the floor, and then runs inside his house and closes the fence door. Yeah, I think the really, like, tiny little thin bit of fence is gonna stop a huge Saint Bernard, mate. Good idea. But yeah, what happens? It's exactly what you expect. The dog jumps in through the door, just completely breaks it, and he tries to grab a shotgun, which, like, you gonna shoot a dog? That does happen later in the movie, but, like, come on. We've already had some bad stuff in this movie already. And yeah, Cujo then rips his throat out before he could even get the gun. So, good job, Cujo. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point. And yeah, it then cuts to the owner of Cujo, and he just goes after his owner because the owner's like, I got a call for help, I just heard some screaming and stuff. And then Cujo just runs in and just kills him off screen. Which kind of annoyed me. Like, we get a throat rip out for the first kill, but then the second kill's off screen. What's that about? But yeah, Donna and Tad then arrive at the farm because they just don't know about the killer dog, thankfully. And she's just there to get her car fixed once again because apparently their cars just suck. So yeah, she parks the car and she tries to get out, and Cujo then attacks her. And then she gets back in the car, and Cujo breaks through the window and bites her leg, and then she pushes him out the window again and just rolls it back up. And, yeah, that's cool, I guess. Cujo's then just barking around outside the car while Tad is literally screaming and crying his eyes and their face out. Like, you know, I think it would be a good idea to maybe shut up. I know it's a kid, okay, I know it's a kid, but at the same time, at least I would have had some common sense to know when I need to shut up and just not scream my like. Okay, surely his vocal cords would have ripped from all that screaming. It goes on for like 14 minutes as well. It hurt my ears so much after a while. Like after a while, you know, you get used to it. But for the first 20 minutes, you're just like, when's it gonna end? But yeah, the dog's just then ripping apart parts of the car. It tears the handle off outside of the car. It breaks one of the windows again, and then he just walks off to go kill the sheriff that has arrived. And the sheriff sees that he sees the car, right? And then he hears some rustling inside of the barn. So instead of just going to the car and calling for some backup, you know what he does? He goes into the barn, he holds his gun. Before he can even shoot, Cujo comes out and just murders him. Great job, Cujo. Good job. And then, yeah, the gun's just lying there. If I was the woman, I would have already ran out and just grabbed it and just shot him. But, yeah, I guess she was a bit busy trying to not have her son tear his vocal cords or something. To be honest, I would probably be busy doing that if, like, my kid was just screaming his lungs out. I'd probably want to comfort him before I shot the dog. But at the same time, this dog is a feral beast and he's trying to murder you. I think I'd be sort of like in between both of the situations. A bit more towards the fact that we're about to die from a dog. But, yeah. Donna then gets out the car and she grabs a baseball bat, which she's been eyeing for a while. And then she holds the baseball bat and it's just like, I'm gonna get this dog. So she starts beating Cujo with it and then it breaks. And then she falls back over. And then Cujo leaps on top of her and he lands on the broken baseball bat. And we think he's dead. Or is he? The question... I mean, the answer to the question there is no, because, you know, they always come back. Gotta add that little Randy Meeks reference in there. Haha. But yeah, anyway, Cujo is just apparently dead on the floor, and the mum goes to grab her son, and she takes him inside of the barn, and she gets in some water and resuscitates him, which is something which is not in the book, because if you didn't know, in the book, Classic King decides to kill the kid and just leave you with that ending, which is like, yeah, it was definitely high for the writing of that. I can understand what he means now, but, no, it's just what he does. But, yeah. Anyway, she then grabs the gun and shoots Cujo off screen, because we can't have any actual, like, killing of dogs in the movie, because that would probably get banned. But yeah, and that's basically where the movie ends. The dad comes and it's just a freeze frame. It's kind of boring, to be honest. I'd have preferred a proper ending. You know, I would kind of just prefer something else other than a freeze frame. I would prefer maybe something more actiony. But that's basically the plot of the movie, so let's actually talk about some other stuff with the movie. For one, I do think that the story is really good, and the violence in the movie is phenomenal for what they were able to do. Also, the effects in the movie were really well done. Did you know that they had, like, 9 different dogs that they used in this movie to play Cujo? They also had a guy in a suit, but, you know, he was in a dog costume, and you didn't really get to see him. But, I do think that the cast are really, really good in this. Like, for one, Dee Wallace, amazing. Great job. Really good performance as the mum. I loved the, like, ending bit where she's literally fighting off Cujo. That was really well shot. I did really enjoy that bit. Her performance is definitely, like, the emotional core of the movie, and she conveys a wide range of emotions. And I also did kind of enjoy the, kid in this movie because, sure, besides the fact that he was screaming his goddamn lungs off in the end of the movie, and it just hurt my ears, he provided a really good performance of, like, being scared of the dog and just, like, not knowing what the hell's going on. I mean, yeah, that's really just Cujo. I do really enjoy it. I also did really like a lot of the shots where they were in the car. They used really good cinematography. There's also this shot where the camera just pans around really, really fast. It's really well done. And yeah, that's basically it. What do you guys think of Cujo though? Let me know in the comments below. If you have seen this movie, what do you think about it? If you haven't seen the movie, I do kind of recommend it if you're going to watch all the Stephen King movies. Because it is a must watch if you're going to watch the Stephen King movies, but if not, meh. But yeah, if you guys do like what you see here and you want to watch some more of my reviews, please just click right up here and you can see some more. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Until next time, bye bye.